Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Houston's Home Automation. And today we're going to be installing this Wyze Floodlight V2 spotlight camera onto my test rig over there. This camera is the more budget-friendly version of the Wyze Cam Spotlight Pro, but you're not really missing out on any of the features. It still has the 2K color night vision. It still has 160 degrees of view instead of 180, which is actually a good thing because you won't have as much curving in the corners as you do from a 180 degree spotlight. And of course, it has those 2800 lumen LED motion activated lights. So it has all the usual good features that come in a Wyze camera: 2K video, color night vision, 24/7 recording with 256 gigabyte SD card, 105 decibel siren, compatible with all your voice assistants, Miss A and Google. Not so much Siri though. And two-way audio, scheduling, and a bunch more. So let's get this thing installed. Now in the box, all you have is just the floodlight camera. You have some hardware here and the quick start guide. So let's go ahead and install it there. It's a little top heavy, so let me do some adjusting. Give me a second. Okay, so plugging it in for the first time, it should look like this.
Ready to connect.
Once you hear that ready to connect, you want to go to your add plus sign.
Ready to connect.
You want to go to add a device. You want to go to add camera. You want to go to floodlight cameras. And you want to go to Wyze Cam Floodlight V2. And then you let you know you have a high voltage warning, of course. And this is basically if you're installing it outside. So we don't have to worry about this. We'll move all this away. It goes through checking your Wi-Fi signal strength. In some cases, you might need a booster, or I would suggest a mesh network. So we'll start the installation, skip to setup, begin setup. It's flashing purple.
Ready to connect.
It says wait for that voice prompt that you're hearing right now. We'll go ahead and connect it. And right now it's connecting.
Ready to connect.
We'll put our smart home default username and password in. This is your Wi-Fi that you'll be connecting to your house, and just let it go through its setup process.
Setup completed.
Once you're done, everything comes on super bright. We'll put it as Floodlight Cam. And we'll add this to, I have the Cam Unlimited plan. This is where it can actually describe what is going on. In detail what it sees. So we'll put that, and then we'll skip all this for right now because this is a demo. I'm going to be installing this in a church. Of course, let it update its firmware. Hit the update button. Give it a couple of minutes to finish that. Now, once it's finished installing, it'll give you a quick tutorial on how to do certain things. Here's the picture-in-picture, how to change the resolution. Down here is where you turn the sound on and off. And then down here on the bottom, it shows you everything you need to know, about where the SD card is, the smart focus, different things like that, how to turn the floodlight on and off, because right now it's blinding me. So I'm going to turn that off. And then you basically drag your thumb back and forth to see, all the different features. So we'll start. Sorry, my Samsung is Samsung. So let's turn that floodlight off. Whew, Jesus. Anyway, so basically this is sorry guys, it's 2:30 in the morning and the floodlight's going to keep coming on because I have the, because I'm moving, because the motion sensor is moving. So, we're not installing an SD card yet. We talked about the floodlight. You can take a picture again, and then that picture will wind up in your album under photos. You can do a time lapse. So what that basically does is, maybe if you want to watch a plant grow over time, it'll just kind of have like a time lapse feature of that. You also have your power controls here, and you can also reorder the order of these right here. So that's basically reordering all this stuff. So smart focus is exactly what it sounds like. If it sees something, it'll focus in on it and it'll follow it. And then I'm not going to do the siren for obvious reasons because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. And that's basically the camera. I'll jump into the settings so you can see that. Inside your settings, you can rename the camera on the top here. You can go to your detection settings. And what this basically does is the motion sensor and the camera's motion sensor are kind of two completely different things. So if you want, you can amplify what the motion sensor sees, what the actual motion sensor sees here, and then you can amplify what the camera sees here. So once you do that, to go more granular, you can go inside your detection zones, turn those on, and what this does is the places that are dark, it's not looking at for motion, but the places that are lit up, as you see me doing right here, will be detected for motion. So if you don't want it to constantly see, I don't know, say cars on the street or people constantly walking on the street, and you just want it to be concentrated on your porch or your area, you can kind of black out the areas that you don't want it to record and brighten up the areas that you do. And that's the cameras. That's the then of course this is the motion warning. This is kind of loud, so I really don't want to put it on, but it can say the Wyze tone or
"Hi, you are currently being recorded,"
or that. And of course you can put this, you can make this repeat every minute to 30 seconds, or you can put this on a schedule. Like say you only wanted to say it at night, instead of, driving all your neighbors crazy, you can do it like that. Let's see. Here's your mic. Here's your event recording. So this is basically saying what it records and what does it see. And this is basically saying that the camera can be either triggered by that PIR motion sensor that we were talking about earlier, or the camera itself. Just a quick overview. Of course, micro SD card, that's the SD card you put in it. You can format it if you had one in there. We don't have one in there right now. Your notifications, you can set up the notifications so that if it'll notify you on your phone if it sees any one of those, you can get record it or notify
You are
it.
currently being recorded.
Just like that, it can record it or notify you. Let me go turn that off. Well, I done lost it. I can't even find where it was now. There we go. So we'll turn that motion warning off again. Anyway, inside your advanced settings, you will see the whether or not you can toggle on the camera status light. Leave the night vision mode alone because the camera's pretty strong on night vision. It shows your timestamp, shows the Wyze logo. It gives you record sound and hardware recorder, different things like that that you really won't get into a lot. And inside the floodlight settings, you can adjust the intensity of the brightness of that floodlight. So we can keep it on super low, or we can bring it up to its full brightness, which is pretty bright as you can see. And we can keep the ambient light on at nighttime. And you can also flash the lights with the siren, so it kind of has like a strobe thing to like deter criminals or pet. That works really good with like cats too, scares them off. Isn't that cool? And that's pretty much it. This restart and reset, you would basically restart the camera using whatever switch you have or whatever power breaker that you have on it. It just makes it's a lot easier than dipping into the settings to do it, because the camera might not be connected. If you're restarting it, the camera obviously might not be connected. So that's just basically a quick review and installation of the Wyze Floodlight Pro V2, Wyze Floodlight V2. Feel free to ask me any questions on how to install it, or leave it in the comments or in my inbox. And yeah, thanks a ton for listening to me at this early hour. I've been Patrick Houston from Houston's Home Automation. Take it easy, guys.